What's up, fans of Xenoblade? My name is Anil, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to solo the level 130 Superboss Tyrannotitan in Temperentio with only Rex and Mythra. There are no other blades going to be used here, and there's no other party members I'm going to use in this video. So here I'm going to very quickly show my equipment and pouch items used, which I will explain in greater detail as we get further into the boring parts of the fight. And all of this was done with Rex at level 99 and with S+ Trust Mythra. If you don't know how to raise trust beyond the rank of S rank, you just feed them more food after getting them to S. Mythra loves fish. If you don't know who I am, I used to be the world record holder in Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Heavy Hitter leaderboard, and was probably the main person behind perfecting the Ether Blossom Dance build. Pretty popular in the early days before a bunch of other broken builds were discovered, because X is a very broken game. It isn't quite as broken, but you can still do some pretty cool stuff like what I'm about to show. So, the first thing you want to do in this fight is charge up a Supernova, which is a level 3 blade combo with that's just 3 straight light. It's probably not the safest way to do this fight, but it makes the fight go much quicker in later stages because you can burst your orb you place on him and chain attacks, which you'll be using fairly frequently to dodge his more powerful move. One of Rex's equipment items is called the Avant-Garde Metal, which heals him for 22% critical damage upon landing a critical hit. Going to be our main form of self-sustenance in this video. It has a very high crit rate, and we do some other things to help raise this even further so we can have reliable healing throughout the video. The general strategy for this entire boss fight is to heal through all of his weaker moves and then use invincibility frames from either a level 4 special, a level 3 blade combo, or a chain attack to dodge his moves that will kill us in one hit. Mythra has an ability, Flurry, that recharges her arts and blade specials 100% upon landing a critical hit. So she scales incredibly well with critical hit rate, and this allows us to spam arts pretty much throughout the entire battle, which makes our life a lot easier in this fight. You can pretty easily heal through the 2 auto attacks he does pretty frequently. You always have to do this immediately. Oftentimes you want to let your level 4 special charge instead of using arts, since this halts the process. It's better to use arts in scenarios where you have free time to use them, or when you need to heal at that particular moment. This first art to watch out for is this twin barrel autocannon. What you want to use is to use double spinning edge, heal with double spinning edge as he's using the move. If you do not get any healing, this move will kill you, and sometimes you have to use a level 3 blade combo, a level 4 special, or a chain attack to avoid dying if you're really unlucky. In this first part of the fight I was really greedy. I even launched off another Supernova just there, and I don't even think I had to. This move is the first move to watch out for. It's called a Rampage. It's his fastest art, so oftentimes you're going to want to react with a level 4 special or a chain attack instead of your level 3 blade combo. And if you don't avoid it in some way, it will kill you. It's going to launch you, and it's going to one-shot you. Pretty much almost every time after he uses this, he will use Battle Alert and jump back into the middle of the area. So right here, I'm probably going to try to charge up Supernova and have it on standby just in case I need it, and then I'm going to charge my level 4 special while Supernova is still available, which gives me a pretty long window of a safety net. And here he uses Murder Ray, so I'm going to have to use my level 3 special at the perfect time to dodge this. What Murder Ray does is that it inflicts a status effect called Doom onto Rex. A few seconds later he dies. That's pretty much it, but you can still dodge the time where he would die with a level 3 blade combo, a level 4 special, or a chain attack. Supernova, it's probably going to take too long to charge it up again, so instead I'm just going to get my level 4 special. If you're wondering why I'm not auto-attacking here in the meantime, it's because if he blocks the auto-attack, you'll be left a moment without charging the special, and that's pretty dangerous, because you want to get your level 4 special as fast as you possibly can. Here, I'm pretty safe. I've got a level 4 special, and I have my chain attack up, so I'm safe if he uses 2 instant kill moves in a row, which he is prone to doing from time to time. So I just spam Rolling Smash in all of my downtime because it's my art that does the most damage, because Mythra scales off Ether more than she does Strength. I use Double Spinning Edge when he uses Twin Barrel Autocannon, because Double Spinning Edge hits twice, so I'll have 2 chances to heal up health, and oftentimes you want to maximize your chances. Now, if you end up not getting crit on Double Spinning Edge, or he blocks it to where you don't hit him at all, usually it's going to be safer to use a level 4 blade special, because if your second art also doesn't get a critical hit, you're just going to die. And if If you're wondering why I don't have Anchor Shot for health potions for additional healing, it's because that art is incredibly slow and oftentimes not worth using at all in a situation like this where you can't topple. And here's a great situation where I was unable to get any healing during his Twin Cannon Barrage, so I played it safe and used a level 4 special even though I probably would have survived anyway. And usually this is just the best thing to do in this situation. If you use your level 4 Blade Special, you'll have access to Gamma Ray, so you're probably going to want to use that and try to get Supernova as fast as possible for a safety net, because your level 3 Blade combo also gives you invincibility frames. While you have Supernova available, you can charge your level 4 special. You have plenty of time to keep that activated. It's best to have two forms of invincibility at the same time. You really do never know when he's just going to use 2 instant kill moves on you in a row. Most of the time it's going to be Rampage Train followed by Murder Ray. Here I just use my chain attack because I can break that orb and start a new cycle pretty soon. This is not the safe move at all, like I already said, but I want the video to be shorter. Now you can see here, after breaking the orb, my Photon Edge is going to do a bunch of damage to him and significantly lower his health bar.
Chain attack finish.
And now, this is the, sort of midway point in the battle. He activates it before he gets to half health, but it's Titan's Awakening. Basically, he will gain an element, start doing spike damage to you, and he'll do a little bit more damage, but none of his 2 abilities that you heal through do much more damage, and the other attacks just one-shot you anyway, so it really doesn't change the fight too much. First time I did this, I actually got pretty lucky because he gained the element Dark, so he had a light weakness, so I was able to do more damage to him and end the fight sooner. I'm not so lucky here, but it could always be worse, I guess. So I've got full health, I've got my level 4 special, and I have chain attack, so now I can just spam Rolling Smash again, which usually will instantly come off of cooldown. Mythra's Lightspeed Flurry ability and her 54% crit rate, plus her battle skill that gives critical up. So if you see right there, I got really unlucky. I don't have any arts up because they all failed to hit him, so I'm forced to use my level 4 Blade Special. Sometimes you can get unlucky like that, but usually it's not a big deal. And same as last time, I'm probably going to charge Supernova at this point, just to have as a safety net. Mythra's Blade Specials are most of her damage, so that's why I enjoy using them so often, because it makes the fight go a lot quicker. Here he used Murder Ray, so I was forced to use my chain attack, so hopefully he doesn't use another kill move after this. But fortunately, since I've already used Murder Ray, I'm only 1 art away from getting Supernova, Annihilation Flare, so it's a really good thing I had Supernova up at this time. I failed getting it perfectly because I was terrified for my life at this point, and I do manage to dodge Ultra Annihilation Flare. This is nothing special, it's just going to one-shot you. That's about all you need to know about that move. So, in general, when my chain attack isn't up and I also don't have my level 4 special, you want to try to get your chain attack as fast as possible by auto-attacking or spamming double spinning edge and getting critical hits, because you have Omega Drive, which I have not explained yet. So Omega Drive charges the party meter upon getting a critical hit, and it is very, very good because, like, it scales so hard with Mythra and her abilities already, and Rex also has a skill tree, also allows him to gain party meter upon critical hits. So oftentimes when I crit, you'll just see the party meter go up pretty drastically. Edge in particular, her level 2 Blitz special is very good because it hits many times, and oftentimes you'll get a full meter at the least out of it, out of 3. And here the fight's calmed down a little bit more. I have my level 4 special, I have a chain attack, so I just spam Rolling Smash. If you're wondering why I keep backing up for him, it's because he has another art called, like, Bone Crusher, which basically one-shots you, but he only seems to use it if you're next to him. Here's another Rampage Train. I use my level 4 special to dodge this. Do some decent damage, get him about to half health at this point. At this point, I'm really close to him, so I just run away so he doesn't use Bone Crusher on me. And now I'm going to charge Supernova. And you just heal through Twin Barrel Autocannon at this point, nothing special there. So, I'm going to very quickly explain my pouch items, which were Char-Grilled Grumbird and Bipedal Crab Chili. The Grumbird gives -7% physical damage taken, recharges arc by 0.4 each second, and gives plus 8% HP recovery. And the Bipedal Crab Chili gives -5% ether damage taken, plus 15% max HP to damage barrier, and recharges arcs by 0.2 each second. Basically, it's good to run art recharge even on Mythra, just because you never know when your attacks aren't going to crit and when you might need them up to heal yourself. The ether and physical damage defense is just good in general to give you a little bit higher of a safety net in case you're a little late activating anything. And the last thing is Mythra's Aux Cores, which is just a critical up 5. That's pretty standard, just to raise her critical rate to as much as possible so Rex can get healed. And I ran a really unsafe max attack 5 Aux Core just to make this go a little bit faster. In general, to make this safer, you probably want to go with a more defensive Aux Core in that slot. For Mythra's core chip on her weapon, you want to get the Moon Matter core chip, which drops from the level 110 Superboss in Tantel, Cloud Sea King 10, Despawns, and Cloudy Weather. The core chip gives a lot of attack in addition to the highest critical hit rate in the entire game. So we've made it more than halfway through the fight at this point, and not much has really changed. He doesn't have any new moves that he hasn't shown yet. This is Ultra Annihilation Flare. This is actually probably the least threatening move at this point because it's really easy to dodge. And you can get through this pretty easily with any invincibility frame move. Honestly, the biggest thing... Oh, and here's a great example of when he uses 2 instant kill moves in a row, so I'm forced to instantly use my chain attack after that. Fortunately, he doesn't use a third, so I'm able to survive, but... The next move, which is another twin barrel autocannon, can be really threatening just in case you get unlucky, because if you're not able to heal through it, it can be dangerous. Here I was able to just do the safe play and use Photon Edge. It's pretty much impossible to die using Photon Edge if you're using twin. I'm trying to charge up Supernova as fast as possible so I have some safety, but Photon Edge already almost fully charged my chain attack meter, so I'm pretty safe actually. And now my chain attack meter is filled fully again, so I can just safely charge up my level 4 Blade Special, and just remain safe. Of course, I just used Supernova there because I was scared that that move was going to kill me. But overall, I'm still doing just fine because I got my chain attack up. When charging up Arch, Double Spinning Edge is a pretty good move to use too. Sword Bash is technically faster, but just to maximize some damage as well, Double Spinning Edge is pretty good. Rolling Smash does the most damage, but it's kind of slow. Oftentimes you want to get your level 4 up as fast as possible. So, that was really terrifying, right? My auto attack got blocked, so I was in a state where I was not invulnerable for a few seconds. So I almost died from that instead of getting my level 4 special off. But I pressed the A button just in time for it to activate before I died. And here was another unlucky part. I didn't get any healing with my 2 double spinning edges, so I'm forced to use my chain attack at this point. So I'm back to no defense again. But on the upside, his second orb that I put on him was almost dead. And now I can just simply use Photon Edges to get my chain attack meter back up. You saw it just filled up a bar and a half just right there. And I've almost got Supernova charged, which is now a safety net, so I'm alright. That was probably the most stressful moment of making this entire video. Luckily, he didn't use any instant kill move after the one that made me use my chain attack. So, now we're safe again. We got our level 4 special, and we got our chain attack. That's pretty much how the rest of the fight goes too, but there's some pretty interesting moments, so I'll just continue commentating. Just maintaining my distance from him and spamming rolling smash and double spinning edge, because this will maximize damage in the meantime. And as usual, I switched to double spinning edge during twin barrel autocannon just because it hits twice and has 2 chances to heal you. And if you can, try to cancel your arts into each other, because Rex also gets 20% bonus to the damage ratio when he cancels arts. It's not hugely important here, but it helps make the fight go a little bit quicker. Pretty much just spin to win. That's this game too. Tyrannotitan standing right on top of his grade because he says screw death. And now he's going to use this move, which we easily dodge because it's not very threatening for being an Ultra Annihilation player. Just face tanks it with the power of Waifu, and we get through that pretty easily. And now we spam some more rolling smashes and use Photon Edge so we can get Supernova. So now, since we got full chain attack and full health, we can just walk around and recharge our level 4 special. And since Murder Ray has a delayed effect on killing, I'm able to get my level 4 special up before using Sacred Arrow plus Supernova at the same time, which is going to do quite a bit of damage to him. But there's going to be more light arrows now from Supernova, and that definitely hurts him a lot. So he's probably down to less than 25% health now, so it's just a matter of remaining lucky and not getting screwed over by RNG, and avoiding Rampage Train with this chain attack right here, which is going to get rid of most of the rest of his health because it's going to be an elemental burst. So Mythra just destroys him with Photon Edge, which is a really good special because it doesn't do as much damage as their level 3 or 4 specials, but it fills up the party meter incredibly fast, which is really valuable because of the invincibility frames and just how powerful chain attacks are in this game if you stack orbs with party members. So here I've got a level 4 special, but I do not have my chain attack. Luckily I get enough healing and luck with his move choices that it doesn't really matter. And here I'm auto-attacking because that's a pretty fast way if you reset to get your party meter back up, since every crit will fill the party meter. And of course now I'm using arts again because double spinning edge does it almost as fast and does more damage. So at that point on doubles, I was worried I wasn't going to get healed on the last hit, so I just did the safer move and used Sacred Arrow. It's always better to be safe in this, because more often than not, he's not going to use 2 instant kill moves in a row to screw you over at this point. But just in case, I did charge up Supernova at this point, so I didn't die. Overall, this isn't really a hard fight. You can get screwed over by some elements of RNG like his block rate or your crits not healing you. But otherwise, he's pretty weak. I think Orion, the level 100 Superboss Gladiator, Mythra is probably way harder than this. I think he's the hardest enemy in the game. But this guy is the highest level, so even the highest level has to count for something, right? Honestly, Mythra's ability to basically solo this guy is proof to me that she's one of the best blades in the game. Tanks can solo him too, and probably easier because there's more margin for error, but it takes like 3 times as long at the least. His art recharge ability, along with being able to heal on crits, makes her probably the best blade in the game in my opinion. She can just spam blade specials which do so much damage. That's like more damage than arts do by far, and she can just spam like lightning busters and photon edges all day if you want to. Zenobia is pretty good as far as damage too, but even with Zeke in that one art that also restores on critical, it's not quite as consistent, and she also can't spam blade specials as fast, and blade specials are most of Mythra's damage by far. So, at this point, he's basically dead. There's not much I have to do. All I have to do at this point is use one more Gamma Ray and he's dead. So I tank that, and now I can just activate a chain attack. I don't even need to, but I can, just for the overkill. See? Gamma Ray kills him before I even get a chance to use anything. So he just dies. And that's it, that's the solo. I'll just quickly go over my equipment one more time. If you would like to contact me, you can reach me in the Xenoblade Reddit Discord server. I am a moderator there. I'll be happy to answer your questions in more details, but you can also leave a comment below if you're too lazy to do that. Overall, this is a pretty fun challenge to do. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, but I think it's really fun to be able to use Mythra's potential to be able to do something like this. And it's much more entertaining than other solos just because it's so much faster than other solos in my opinion. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was a Xenoblade solo of Tyrannotitan Kuradal. Only Mythra was used, I never once switched to Pyra, and I never once used the third form. So thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a blessed day.